We came up with the name Perfectly Autistic for our neurodiversity workplace consultancy because we wanted it to be a positive name. We wanted it to be, life isn't perfect obviously, but we wanted it to show that actually there are really many benefits for having a neurodivergent workforce, and that's where the name Perfectly Autistic came from.
When I actually received my diagnosis and I was autistic, I guess for me there were kind of two overriding feelings. One was relief, that actually there's something that might enable me to answer some of the many questions I had over the years about myself. But then on the flip side, there was kind of almost this feeling of sadness that maybe I didn't understand who the real me was, because for 44 years I'd been masking, mimicking others, making decisions based on what I thought others would make. And when I was diagnosed, I disclosed that to my business. It was quite a negative response I got from them. And that's when I kind of decided, actually, maybe this isn't right for me. Let's look at something else. And we realised that lots of other people get a similar response to being diagnosed from the workplace. We thought maybe we could help. And that's kind of where our passion, but also the fact that we're neurodivergent, played really nicely into kind of setting up a business.
You're working for yourself, so all the hours and all the effort and all the time you put in, you get to reap those rewards. Whereas you put in really long hours for a big corporate company and you don't ever see those rewards really. So actually the harder we work, the better our life is and for our family, and the more people help, hopefully we raise with raising awareness of neurodiversity. It's a tough one, knowing when and how to unwind after a really busy day at work, I think, or a really busy week, and learn how to switch off. I think for us, we are neurodivergent, so we are always thinking about neurodiversity. Our children are neurodivergent, so it's actually really quite difficult to switch off. And then having ADHD anyway, my brain is always whirring at 100 miles an hour and coming up with lots of different ideas and projects and things I want to follow. So it's actually really difficult to try and switch off and unwind.
And I think it's also because we run our own business, we can kind of manage our time. So it's not like we're working from 9 until 5 and then we stop and then we rest and we sort of de-stress. We kind of do pockets of work and then we'll stop and go and do something, then come back, do more pockets of work again. So almost we can control and kind of calibrate kind of our stress levels that way naturally.
So it's so important to prioritise your mental health when you do run your own business. And it's just about making your business work for you, flexing those hours, making sure that the diary works with your needs. And really, it's so important to look after your mental health when you run a small business, because it really is full on, but it's so incredibly rewarding.
I think one thing that really helps is if it's something that either you love or it's something you're really passionate about. Because then you don't mind putting the hours in, you don't mind putting the hard work in. It doesn't feel like a chore, it's something that you enjoy doing. So I think if you can find something that has got real purpose around it, that you love, I think it makes it that much easier, and I think it'll probably help you be much more successful. So there's no negative to making the environment happier, healthier place to work. It benefits everybody, whether they're neurodivergent or not. So I think there's no downside to it. It benefits everybody within the organisation, doesn't it?
Yeah.